A little while ago, we did a video where I shared a whole bunch of different homesteading activities that we did in a day. And one of the things that we did on this day was make a avocado spread type paste. And this is it here. So when we did that, I did some that I put in these ziplock bags. And that's what that's like now, all frozen up. We also did a few in these silicone molds. I haven't actually popped those ones out yet. And I have had a lot of questions since then in terms of how has it turned out? Is it good? Does it hold colour? Is the texture good? So what I thought I'd do is show you this one here. I'm going to pop it into the fridge, and tomorrow when that's nice and soft, I'll show you what it's actually like and just give you a bit of a rundown on the feedback, because this will be the second one now we will have defrosted. And I can give you the hot tip, it was actually really good, the first ones. If you did miss that original video where we put this together, what I'll do is put some clips in this one just to catch you up really briefly on how we made it. But what I'll also do is just link right at the end of this video, that full video, if you do want to see how we put this together. G'day there, it's Rachel here from Bush Edge Homesteading Australia, and here is our avocado spread, which I've just pulled out of the fridge. It's been defrosting in there all night, and if we have a little bit of a look at it, you can see it's beautiful and soft now, ready to spread on a bit of toast, which is how I'm going to use a little bit of this morning. If we have a bit of a close look, you can see there's no like splitting or anything like that. You know, it feels beautiful and soft and creamy. We will, of course, be able to have a bit of a closer look at it in a moment when I pull a little bit of this out to use on brekkie. But I think before I do show you that, it's probably worth catching up those of you that might not have seen how we actually put this together. So we had a day not too long ago where we did well, it wasn't a day, it was like a whole weekend of lots of different homesteading activities. You know, we did so much on that day, lots of preserving. It was also our lamb processing weekend. I went and did a dahlia digging course. It was actually a really cool weekend. And this was one of the many things that I did on this weekend, because we had a big box of avocados. And those avocados I'd got on one of the trips with you guys out to the big watermelon, where we get lots of wholesale boxes at a really good price. So I think I'd spent like $20 on this big box of avocados there. And we were eating like quite a few of those for fresh eating, but there was this surplus that I wanted to have a go at making an avocado spread for, because avocado spread is something that hubby'd been buying a fair bit of. And those little tubes that you get from the supermarket, they are really quite expensive. And it is surprising how quickly they just start to turn brown. So I thought maybe we can have a go at doing something like this ourselves. So I gave it a bit of a crack on that day, and that was turned into this avocado spread. In terms of making it on the day, what I did is I used quite a few of the limes off of our lime trees. I mixed the lime juice with the avocados. I used the stick blender and used that to blend it all up into this beautiful, smooth avocado kind of paste spread type texture. And then I bagged it up, and I did some in the Ziploc bags like we're going to have a look at today. But I also did some in silicone molds as well. I think I showed you a little clip of that yesterday. I think I'm actually gravitating a little bit more to the bags than the molds, even though I haven't popped those out yet, purely because it seems like I'm getting a little bit of the freezer burn on those. And I just think it's maybe because there's a little bit more space around each of those little cubes, but I still have to test that out. Maybe we'll actually like the little portions, the little individual portions of those as they defrost. But yeah, with the first bag like this that hubby had, he had this last for, I think it was about a week in the fridge, and he was just taking little bits out each day, using it on his toast, because yeah, even though this bag looks kind of small, there is a surprising lot of avocado spread in one of these. I didn't actually measure it, but yeah, there's probably at least as much as he gets in those little tubes that you can buy from the shops. And the other thing that was really cool that we found was in the bag like this, even though he was using it over the week, it wasn't going brown as quick as the tubes were. So I don't know if that's because the tubes are hard and maybe air gets sucked back in with the ones you buy from the supermarket. Whereas these ones here, you can continue to have all the air outside of the bag. So maybe that's part of why there's a bit of a difference as well. Now, of course, if you want to see how we put this together in full, you know, like exactly how much lime we put in and how much of the avocados we put in. We put in a little bit of salt as well. Can't forget that too. And hubby did say it would be good with a bit of pepper as well. So that's probably something we'll do on a future batch. Just go back, have a bit of a look at that video, and we did a whole bunch of really cool stuff that weekend. And this, of course, is one of those things woven in, and you'll get that detail of how we put it together. So on that note, I reckon what we should do is open this up. I'm gonna have a little bit of it, as I said, on toast, and that way you'll be able to see exactly what it looks like when you pull it out of the bag. Now I've just got a couple of last sad pieces from a loaf we bought at a bakery. So it's just a whole grain bread. So we'll cook that up. As I said, they're a little bit sad looking, but they'll do the job. Now, I had thought when we originally did this that what I'd do is actually cut a corner of this bag and squirt out the avocado spread on top of toast so that it works similar to those tubes that you can buy. But what I found hubby was just doing was opening it up at the top, using a spoon to take some out, and then just sealing it again with the air all out. And that actually seemed to work really well. So that's what I'm going to do today with this one. So, of course, keeping the utensils clean is really important, just so that we don't go introducing anything in here, because we do want it to last. Well, I'm hoping this will last across the week like the last one did. And I'm not sure if you can see in there, but that's that texture. Pull some out and have a bit of a closer look. So that there is what the avocado spread is looking like as it's coming out of the fridge, well, out of the freezer and then out of the fridge. And you can see that there is such a super vibrant green. And I had put off doing any avocado products quite like a really long time, because I was always really sus that if I did something like this, that it would just turn brown straight away. And, you know, I thought it'd defrost and be brown, and that is absolutely not the case. You know, the texture is wonderful and the colour is wonderful as well. Look at that. All right, I'm going to get some of that on the toast, and I am going to seal this up fairly quickly, because the other thing I guess I don't want to do is leave it open too long so that it does start to oxidise. So in terms of closing that up again, I am just going to seal it back up, getting out as much of that air as possible. Because when it comes to things oxidizing, it really is, you know, air getting to it that is your problem. So if I can get that out as much as possible, that will hopefully stop it from browning. Now, what I'll do is I'm going to pop this straight back in the fridge now, but what I'm going to do is just take some pictures of it over the next couple of days, or maybe some little video clips over the next couple of days, so you can have like a day-by-day count of how the colour of this holds. I thought that might be a little bit interesting because, you know, as I said, the last one that we did, it did feel like it was pretty good over the week, but there's nothing like doing a little bit of a test and experiment and collecting a bit of information just to actually show and share that, and also to confirm it for ourselves. Now that I've got that avocado spread back in the fridge, I can get onto my food. Now, with this, it is just a matter of spreading it out to the thickness that you want. Probably going to top this with a little bit of fresh tomato in a minute as well, if you are thinking that's looking a little thin. And yeah, you can obviously eat it in lots of different ways. In fact, this batch here, when we did it, if you do go back and have a bit of a look at how we put it together, you'll see that we put a lot of lime in it. And when hubby had that first taste of it, he did mention that the lime was really quite pronounced. That might also be contributing to the colour holding so well too, but it is something just to keep in mind. If you don't like the lime as prominent, it's probably worth putting less lime than we did in that video share. But of course, if you like more lime, you could even add more. A couple of other suggestions that he's had is that this would be really good, not only with pepper that I mentioned earlier, but with chili. And, you know, if you can add a bit of chili into the mix of anything, he's going to be one happy man. In fact, I need to do some extra chili of our chili because that one there, that was full, is now empty again. So thankfully I've got a few chilies squirreled away in the freezer so that I can do another dehydrating batch. Right, I'm going to pop some tomato on here as well. So just add a bit of extra freshness to my brekkie. It's a beautiful pairing, tomato and avocado. Actually, what I should do is just cut off one little bit to eat with you guys that doesn't have the tomato on it, just so that I can give you a bit of a verdict on the flavour as well. Alrighty, back on this side again. And there's our avocado on toast. That is really, really good. That is really, really good. Like, I don't know, like it's really hard to say that it's any different to if you made this fresh. Like, it has that beautiful creamy texture of when you do like a, you know, avocado spread or a guacamole or something like that at home anyway. But yeah, it's just so convenient to have it like that straight out of the fridge. It does have that fair whack of limes. You know, I'm actually seeing that this would be really, really good on top of our nachos and tacos and stuff like that off the back of that. So it does have that bit of a guacamole sort of feel to it because that lime is so prominent, and I actually really like that. But yeah, if you just want something where the avocado comes through a little bit more pronounced, I'd probably wind that back just a little bit. And I do see what he means about adding a bit of chili and stuff like that in there as well for some different flavors would be really good too. I actually reckon you could do all sorts of things. In fact, it'd be really cool if you guys have done anything like this in the past and you've got a few ideas on different flavor combos that you like. I'm always up for some new inspiration and ideas, and always appreciate when you guys do share those. This is like such a great option for preserving avocados, and for us here, particularly down in Victoria, they can be really, really expensive. At some times of the year, we're paying $5 for just one avocado. So when you do see them on sale at this time of year, it's such a good opportunity just to squirrel some away. And after having tested this now, this is definitely something I would 100% do. And I do this quite a bit because this is also going to be a monetary saving, not having to buy those little avocado tubes. Wow, I'm so impressed. Like, really, yeah, this is beyond as good as I thought this was going to be. So highly recommend. We will be doing it again, and hopefully you enjoyed hearing a little bit of feedback on how this actually turned out. Because yeah, how awesome is it to have this as another idea for preserving, especially for something like avocados. So hopefully you enjoyed following along as we put this one together and then have shared the update on how it's all turned out. And hopefully this gives you a little bit of confidence to give something like this a go too if you've got some avocados. But for me right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my brekkie, and I will catch you next time.